In today's Sunday solution, we're going to show you how we installed our Extend-to-Stay on our propane tank. We're also going to give you an update on what's been going on.
It's time
For another Sunday solution.
Let's go.
All right, so some of you may noticed we haven't been around for a little bit. It's been a rough month. So the long and short of it is we both got COVID, the flu, and we were down and out for that. And then we had an injury to our dog Woody, a back injury, which is pretty significant. So right now he's on crate rest and meds for 4 to 6 weeks. So we've been a little delayed getting videos out and stuff like that. So we're working on it. And hopefully he'll be okay and he won't require surgery. But time will tell. That being said, we've been behind on everything. When the snap pad giveaway, we were behind on getting that out. So we're going to do that live drawing. Say Saturday the 11th, we'll do the live drawing and the giveaway. We'll give away that set of snap pads. You still got time to get in. Just leave a comment in the video or on one of our social medias, any of them, TikTok and all them, and we'll choose a comment we like the best, I guess, or something along that lines, and then we'll do the giveaway live next Saturday at May 11th at 8 p.m. I guess, around 8 p.m. So what we're doing today is I decided I had a problem with my propane tank. So let me get down here and I'll show you what's going on. All right, so we were out west. I was noticing coming back, making our way back to Tennessee with all the issues that are going on. We both were noticing the propane smell. So I came out to our tank and I used the old, hopefully this is recording good, soap and water trick in a spray bottle. And when you do that, if you have a leak, it'll bubble up. So I found a leak on the bleeder valve, which is right here on the threads. Right now it's good, but at some point when I run out of propane, I'm going to, when the tank's completely empty, I'm going to run a pipe tap in there gently and try to correct them threads. The tank is steel, and your fittings, of course, are brass. So I think there's a nick in one of the threads, and it's gumming up the brass when it goes in. I'm trying to find the other fitting. I'll get it. Hold on. All right. So here's the original. And if you look, I might have it laying. I do have it laying here. Hold on. There's a thread missing, which is right here. Okay. So the steel in there, for me trying to get it sealed up, and you have to use the gas Teflon tape, the yellow stuff, on these fittings. The only fittings you wouldn't use Teflon on are your flared fittings. They don't use any. Flared fitting would be the fitting that goes in here. And there's one down here. All right, so I had a leak. I kept getting leak. I bought two because I knew I'd messed one up probably, of these bleeder valves, brand new. And I'll put a link in for all this stuff because these are really hard to find. Like, I didn't get them on Amazon, I got them on eBay. They are it's a Rego, R-E-G-O, 3165C. They're like $8 a piece. It's called a Stop Bleeder Universal. And it's for LPG. They use them on forklifts too. For these bleeders, what they're for is when you're having your tank filled, the operator should crack this open. Because up top is propane's a liquid and it turns to gas as it's converting. So this is to keep from overfilling your tank. You also have an overfill device in here. I think it's called an 80% valve. Sometimes they go bad, you know. And again, let me reiterate, if you're not comfortable doing propane, and I'm not an expert, okay, but I am comfortable working with it. I haven't blown myself up yet. By no means don't attempt it. Take it to a propane shop and have it done. And that would be my next step if I can't get these. Right now, it's not leaking. I've fixed it, and I'll show you how, basically. I'm not going to show you the install on the stop or the Extend-to-Stay, but basically I'll show it to you this way. This is the Extend-to-Stay valve right here. It threads into your regular valve, and then I come off. This hose comes around and goes into your regulator. And then I come out after the regulator, and this ties in right here for my Blackstone. So this is my setup. Extend-to-Stay, you can go into another grill here, but because this is before the regulator, you have to have a regulator on that grill or say a fire pit or anything like that. And then the kit I bought, and again, I'll put a link in it, sends you these nifty hoses, okay? So this one, it's going to be hard to show you guys, but I'll do my best. This one, this end goes to your propane bottle, right? And this end ties in right here. Now, if you're looking at it, there's kind of a problem I got going on here. But, and let me show you this one. This is the other one. This goes to that. And then the other end goes to whatever propane device you're using. If it's a grill or another grill or a fire pit or something like that, then you would use that. So bear with me. Now, I installed this, and what I'm going to do later, my main goal today was to get the leak fixed. And what I found, when you take this cover off, the regulator, I sprayed all this down, and all I could find was this one little leak. When I opened up my propane though, it got really bad as soon as I turned it on. So I knew there might be a problem with the regulator, okay? So I threw the old regulator out. I can probably go get you a picture of it. Anyway, the regulator was bad. So I figured I'm gonna have the regulator off and I'm gonna have this off. I will put the Extend-to-Stay in. I had purchased this a couple months ago and just never put it on in the wintertime. So now it's on there. So what I'm going to do is you take this cap off. There's just male threads here. I'm going to get a fitting to 90 this up. And then I will be clear of this thing. And I'm going to put that on. And then I'll come off of that for my Extend-to-Stay propane or whatever. The whole object of this is I got about 3 30-pound LP tanks, you know, portables. And instead of packing up the coach and going to get propane, if we're here for, or anywhere for an extended time, I can hook a bottle to it and recharge this tank and go from there without having to pull the jacks, slides, everything in and move. And right now with Woody's condition, we're going to be stuck here in Tennessee probably for at least 6 weeks, maybe longer if he has to have surgery. And if that occurs, that's probably we're going to go down to Fort Walton, try to go down there and have the back surgery done there, and then he's going to be stuck for another 4 weeks. So, but he's my baby. He's Terry's baby, and we're going to do whatever we can to make him healthy again. So that being said, I had to leak up here. I had to do that when this isn't the best option, but I had to do that live. You pull that out, vapors are coming out. I had to tape it up. I taped one up to spare, and then I put it in with pressure coming out. I could stick my thumb over the hole and hold the pressure back for a little bit. It's not ideal, believe me, because you're releasing propane, and you know it could be bad. So again, know what you're doing, but I was kind of stuck here. Other than draining the tank completely, and it'd take a while to drain. All right, so I did that live and I got it stopped. Now, one of the tools I used, and I'll put a link in for it, this is a gas detector. Basically, you turn it on, you gotta hold the button, and you gotta wait for it to pick up the ambient air It like zeroes out or neutrals out, whatever it does. It's got 3 settings, low, mid, and high. I think it was like 39 bucks. And it's really, I'm really impressed with how sensitive it is. So once it comes on, it'll tell you it's ready, and then we'll go. We'll check it out. Okay, so I set it for high, and then you just take that and go around your fittings. That's where I was having a leak before. And I got nothing there. I got nothing there. None of these fittings. Everything's good. The nice part about this is you can, I think it got a pretty long extension here where you can get up in, let's say that fitting up there. All right, way up in there. I haven't even checked that. Hopefully it don't go off. But you could check there. You could check your hoses on the ends, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's really nice. And let me try to show you how sensitive this thing is. I'm gonna put this up here, and I'm gonna open the bleeder here, and I'll show you. You'll see the kind of alarm it gets. There it goes, right? Just like that. And then it gives you an audible and a visual, and then it'll clear out. All right, so you've seen the leak detector, and it works real good. The other thing you can use is you can use the old faithful. You just spray some soap and water on your fittings, and if you see any bubbles coming up, then you got a leak. The other thing you can use if you want to go to one of the big box stores or hardware stores, this is just bubbly water, but it's colored. So it comes in different colors so you can see it better than soap and water. All right, so now this was what was in here before. Actually, this way, I'm sorry. This goes up in here, and a little green cap screwed on. And again, this I bought on the road because this hose broke on the road a couple years ago. That was the best. We went to a propane guy, and that's what he had, so we hooked to that. And basically that goes to these threads, which is also those threads. And you also have an internal thread, if you can see that internal thread. So you can do it a couple different ways. One thing I caution you on, and I read this, and I don't know how true it is, there's a hard nose flare, okay, which is, this is a soft nose, what they call a soft nose flare. This has an O-ring on it, so you don't want to over tighten these. And what I read is the O-rings can go bad, so you should check them every once in a while. And you'll see in the kit what I'm talking about. And I could show you one here actually. So this would be, hold on, let me get my camera. What we call a soft nose flare. It's the same flare, but it has an O-ring there to seat it. So that's basically that. So you don't want to crank these down, E-man them. Again, this is a hard nose, so this seats right here. Basically, the rule of thumb is anything that's not a flare, you want to use Teflon tape on here, here, and that's pretty much it. And down here on the regulator, I had to move my regulator, and what made this install so difficult, which really pisses me off again, is this guy A+ from Red Bay, who installed my undercoach lighting. You've heard me rant about this guy before. Well, he really had me ranting today, because this is the kind of idiot stuff he does. See these 2 bolts? He ran his track for the undercoach lighting right across this. Well, these are bolts with nylock threads, and the nylock nuts were on the bottom from Tiffin. So it turns a simple job, and that holds the bracket for the regulator. It turned a simple job into a nightmare job, because getting these to line back up and get the nylock nuts on them requires about 3 hands. But I digress. Again, if anybody uses this guy, after what I've told people and other people have told other about his quality of his work, you deserve what you get, in my opinion. Because this guy should not be. It's unbelievable. Like, that was $1,000 he charged me for that. And what I later found out was, about $60 worth of parts and maybe 2 hours labor. So, and my headlights, he did them at the time. They still aren't right. And of course, that's a secret too. I have no idea what make they are, model. And because he probably didn't want me to know how bad he ripped me off on those too, because he charged me about $485 for the headlight replacement. So that's why it's top secret. Anyway, you pop this cover off. I could really put one on my drill, but I can pop it off real quick. There's 4 self-tapping screws that hold the regulator on. So if you don't want to mess with these bolts down here, you could just take these 4 screws off with a stubby, mine were Phillips head screwdriver. You could do that. I chose to take the whole bracket out because I could put this hose on, tape it up, put it on, leave this disconnected. Put this on. This was disconnected here, and put it all together, put it in, and then hook up this line and this line, and I was done checking for leaks. Again, the biggest problem I had was this stop bleeder. It seems to be good right now. What I'm going to do again is I'm going to get a tap for it. I think it's 1/4 inch pipe thread, national pipe thread, and when the tank is completely empty and cleared out, I'm going to gently run a tap in there, probably. Or I'll go to a propane guy and have them check it. But right now it's not leaking, so I may not have to ever do that. So you just got to be careful, when people are working on them. And this leak, I think, started. I went and got a propane filled somewhere. I think it was in Oklahoma. And the kid really didn't know what he was doing, and he cranked on this and something, I don't know. And then this next thing you know, I started leaking. I mean, for all I know, it was a tiny little leak. It could have been leaking since we own the coach. You wouldn't notice it. It's not enough to where you'd smell it. But these regulators, they go bad quite often, every 4 or 5 years. I got it on Amazon. I got the exact replacement. I'll put a link in for it. This is a 2014 33AA, in case someone don't know. So I believe the regulator has to have 11 inches of water column, something like that. But that's, that's that. So this is a really simple install. This is the one I bought, gas flow, and that's it. 225 BTU an hour, and that's the part number up there. That's direct replacement. Back to the gas detector. It's a good deal. Comes with a nice little case. Again, I think it was like 39 bucks. Comes with some Velcro straps with these little hookers to put your hoses together and carry your hoses. So it's pretty good. One of the signs I noticed right away that my regulator was leaking too is I popped the gray cover off. As soon as I did, the regulator is gray, and it was completely covered in oil and dirt. And propane's a liquid, and in the wintertime it gets cold, it can convert to a little bit of an oil. So that was a sign that there was some oil seeping out of that regulator where it was gone. There's a vent underneath, the diaphragm blows out, and it goes there, and then it was leaking all around the edges. So as soon as I took that cover off, I was like, ooh, whenever you see dirt on any kind of motor, it's an oil leak, water leak, something, because something's causing that dirt to stick to it. So that was that, and not much more to say about it. I'm gonna get the 90 degree, and I'm gonna buy the tap so I have it if I can't find mine, and we should be good to go. It's a good product. I think don't quote me to this, the whole gas stop I think was 50 bucks. $59 maybe on Amazon. And it's got braided hoses, which I liked. So, yeah, pretty good reviews. So I'll put a link in for the gas detector, which is phenomenal. I wish I had one years ago because, again, especially with these coaches, I can run that along the lines in the other bays and check every fitting if I have a leak and I start smelling propane. I don't know where it's coming from. And that could be a biggest part of the job. So that's that. Again, live giveaway May 11th, Saturday, 8 p.m. for the snap pads. And I'll show you. I got them right here. They're in my shed. And I can't wait to give them to some lucky subscriber. Here they are. Brand new. I did open them. Check them out. So here they are. They're good to go. And remember, they're the highway edition. So they are 2 different sizes. These are the back ones that I have. Back there. And the front ones, I think they're, if I remember right, they're 10 and 8. I don't know. It'll be in the video. But, yep. Simple to go on. Put a little Dawn soap around them and drop your pads. And just be careful. Don't get your fingers caught or anything in the way when you're trying to move them around. Use a stick. That's what I did. Use a ruler or whatever just to push them and line them up. So, all right. That's that. We're going to cut that long. I've been talking long enough. Say a prayer for Woody. Hopefully he comes out okay. So he seems to be doing better last couple days. We got to carry him up and down the steps, and no more steps, no more jumping. Because if it is the degenerative disc disease, IBDD they call it, then it can get worse with steps and everything. So I just ordered a ramp. I'll show you all that. If anybody's interested in the ramp, I'll do a video on that when we get it. I needed a long one, and it's aluminum, so I did some reviews, and everybody said that was the way to go, so we'll see when we get it. I'll keep you posted. All right. If you enjoyed this Sunday solution, give us a thumbs up. Click like and subscribe, and make sure you throw a comment in there if you're interested in the snap pad giveaway. I only got the one set, so we're going to ship them out as soon as we pick the winner. And we're probably I might do like a top 3, pick a couple people to get some t-shirts or hats, something like that, so we can get some of them out there. So that's that. See you in the next one.